Welcome to the Black Conservative Liberal. This is the first episode, and today's topic is going to be, is it wrong that I really don't give a shit about Ukraine? Now, before I get into this topic, let me just lay out a few ground rules. I know that topic might sound a little harsh. It's a little clickbait-ish. However, in all honesty, do I or you really give a shit about Ukraine? Today is March the 22nd. And let's go ahead and let's get into the topic. So, as a black man in America, in the South, there are a few things that affect me with what's going on in Ukraine, specifically the gas prices. It's kind of hard to say if there would have been other issues outside of COVID-19 and the supply chain. Now, Ukraine does make some, there's a gas that's used for components for certain chips that I believe that they make about 25 to 30-ish% of the world's whatever this gas is that's needed for semiconductors. So let's say that the price of electronics, or there was some inflation more so if it weren't already for COVID. Or you know what, let's just keep COVID into it. Like, we were already dealing with COVID for 3 years, so let's not take that out of the scenario. I don't see how this is any different outside of any other war that I've witnessed anytime that the United States, which is where I live, has invaded a country. Gas prices go up whenever bombs drop. To me, this is really, it was going to happen if it were not for Russia. It was going to be another conflict somewhere else. So comparing this in my mind to other conflicts around the world that I've witnessed, this is the first episode, so I might as well go a little bit in detail as far as my political shaping or my geopolitical shaping. I got into politics when I was in my my late teens. 9/11 happened, and right after that, shock and awe happened, and I became a fan of Fox News, not because of their political beliefs, but just their convictions in their political beliefs, and how they were so effective at delivering a message better than any of the other networks. And they had the best presentation of death out of all of the networks when we went and destroyed brown countries. So for about 20 years, I've had the, I take a step back and look at what's going on, and I kind of look at it like I'm reading a history book. So whenever, we blow up brown people, in all honesty, I don't give a shit. You probably don't give a shit. It's blonde-haired, blue-eyed people that are getting blown up. So the media coverage is a lot different this time around. I still don't really. It's really, that would really make no difference to me. Death is death, and when I say I don't give a shit, I don't mean the humanity of any of this, because it's all tragic. I just mean in my day-to-day life, it has no real bearing on me. Now, granted, there are always ways for things to escalate, and that's like, granted, that would definitely have more of an impact on my life. Two superpowers getting into a conflict. But in all honesty, I'm more concerned about what would happen if China decided to take Taiwan, because the United States, would have to get into an armed conflict with China. And if we did not, then our way of life stops, because Taiwan makes the majority of the world's semiconductors, and our way of life stops without semiconductors. Something so small, but so sophisticated, so simple, but so needed, would completely stop our way of life. Our military wouldn't be able to operate. We wouldn't be able to toast certain things in toasters without certain semiconductors. So Ukraine, I really don't give a shit. Taiwan, I've really got a vested interest in Taiwan. Mainly because, like I said, our way of life stops. Ukraine, Russia, that's a civil war that they need to handle. And you know what? That might be part two, as far as like the outside looking in. Hey, you all need to handle this. Maybe like the second episode of Black Conservative Liberal. But once again, Ukraine, I don't give a shit, and you really don't either. But it's okay that you pretend, but just don't push that shit in people's faces, because most people don't. They don't even know where Ukraine is, and most people really don't give a shit. So be nice to your neighbor. Get involved in your local politics. Get involved in your kid's school. Do things that matter to you locally. And hey man, just enjoy life, because it's really short.